Okay, we're gonna start out laying on our bellies this morning. Laying down the knees, walking the toes apart from the hands and the hands apart from the toes. Make a little pillow for your forehead out of your hand, or the cat, and rest your forehead on your forearms. We'll just start with connecting to our own weight. So begin to feel the sensation of your forearms against the ground, your low belly against the ground, your knees, tops of your feet, your ribs, and any other points of contact your body shares with the ground in this moment. And as you lay here, imagine those points of contact growing heavier and heavier, so closer and closer. If it feels right here, maybe you shift the weight in your hips a bit from side to side, point to point. And then gradually find stillness. And take your first conscious breath in of the day. Holding the breath at the top, feeling how when your body is filled with air, it increases the intensity of those points of contact. And then exhale slowly. We'll inhale, feeling the belly fill up with air, then the ribs, then the back. Holding the breath at the top. And then we'll exhale, maybe this time out through the mouth. Inhale. Holding the breath at the top. Exhale. And then we'll just find 5 more breaths like that. And this is a strength flow we're going to be doing today. So as you feel yourself settling into the earth and settling into your breath, allow yourself to consider if you have an intention you'd like to reach. Think about why you're here on your mat today. Is it for strength? Is it for moving your energy around? Is it to help you break out of a slump? Wonderful. And then we'll take the elbows directly beneath the shoulders. Take the hands straight out from the elbows like train tracks. Keep as much of the belly glued to the ground as you can here. And we'll press into the forearms. Pull the shoulders slightly back. Keep the chin parallel with the earth. And we'll take a deep breath in here. And exhale through the mouth. Sorry, got a little yawn there. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Go ahead and bend both your knees. You can lay your chest back onto the earth here. Lay one of your ears on the ground. Maybe you just reach back for the tops of your feet here. Keeping your hip flexors, the fronts of your hips, pressing towards the earth here. If this is too much pressure in the knees, back off, use a strap instead of your hands. Otherwise, we are holding the tops of the feet in the palms, grabbing the feet from the outside edge. Rest of the body is on the ground. Just giving ourselves a little thigh stretch. And take feet back out. Toes. Crawl up onto the knees and the elbows. Starting here, making sure the knees are directly below the hip points and the elbows are directly below the shoulders. We'll inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, curve the spine, beginning the motion in the tailbone. Arc the spine and look towards the belly button. Inhale, moving back through cow pose. Exhale, coming into cat. Inhale, coming into cow. Exhale, move through cat. Begin to incorporate a slow side-to-side motion here, as if your body is rotating around one point in the center. So sliding your chest through cow across to the left, moving your back up into cat across to the right, and then going back to the left through cow, back to the right in cat, and reverse this motion. We'll come up onto the knees. Sitting up on the knees here. We'll take the left hand to the belly and the right hand, or the left hand to the heart and the right hand to the belly. Close the eyes down and take a slow breath in and out. Taking the right hand on the floor outside of the right leg. We'll inhale, take the left hand up and over. Side stretch here. Inhaling, pressing your chest forward, almost making this a little back. Exhale, come back to center. Left hand plants, right hand comes up and over. Take your breaths here. Come back through center. Take hands to prayer, bow chin to chest. Feel that slight stretch in the back of the neck. And that little moment for yourself here. Come up onto the knees. Go ahead and sit on the heels. Toes flexed, so toes on the earth here. Allow yourself a moment in what some people call toe breaker pose, just allowing the feet to warm up a little bit here. Breathe into the discomfort. And then we'll walk the hands forward. Lay the elbows down, like train tracks once again. And then we'll hover the knees off the ground, keeping the back nice and flat. It's going to still be a slope. So just pressing the toes, hovering the knees an inch off the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press into your feet. Come into downward dog with the elbow on the ground, also known as dolphin pose. So your elbow crease is turning forward. Go ahead and bend one knee and straighten the other. Waking up the hamstrings. Breathing into the body. Holding this here. And exhale, come forward into a forearm plank. Hold this for 5, 4, making sure the back is flat. 3, 2, 1. We'll take the left hand, pivot it towards the right, press into this left forearm, and come into a forearm side plank here. Taking the right hand off the earth, resting it on the waist. Hold this for 5, 4. You can extend that right arm towards the front of the room. 3, 2, and 1. Come back through center. Hold standard forearm plank, and it's okay if you have to take a child's pose during this cycle of planks. Holding this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pivot the right hand towards the left. Come off of that left hand. You can stack the feet here or keep them staggered. And we'll hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to plank. Go ahead and slowly lay yourself on the ground. We'll stretch the hands towards the front of the room. Stretch the feet out behind us. And on inhales, we'll go ahead and lift both the hands and the feet off the earth. So first, exhale all of your air out. And then on your next inhale, raise the feet, raise the hands, engage the back. What some would call Superman. And maybe you do feel a little super in this pose. Pull the feet up towards the sky. Pull the hands up towards the sky. Feel that engagement in your back. Keep the neck soft. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Hold this. And if you'd like to, maybe you pull the elbows back in space so the shoulder blades come together. Exhale, hands go back to the front of the room. Inhale, pull the elbows back in space. Exhale, hands towards the front of the room. Inhale, pull the elbows back. Exhale, push the hands out. Last one, pull the elbows back. Exhale, push the hands out and come back down to the earth. Rock the hip bones from side to side. We'll do one more round of that. Prepare yourself mentally. Then inhale, feet come off the earth, hands come off the earth. Try to really pull those heels up towards the sky. For an added challenge, you can keep the legs together. Holding this here, and this time we'll do 10 reps of that pulling the elbows back motion. So inhale, looking towards the front of the room. Exhale, pull the elbows back. This time, exhale, and I'm gonna pull back. Inhale, press the hands away. Exhale, pull the elbows back. Inhale, press the hands away. Exhale, pull the elbows back. Inhale, press the hands away. Exhale, pull the elbows back. Inhale, press the hands away. Pull the elbows back. Let's do a few more. Inhale, press hands away. Exhale, pull elbows back. Press away. Elbows back. Press away. Keep that engagement through the legs. Elbows back. Two more. Press away. Elbows back. One more. Press away. Elbows back. And we lay it on the earth. Feel your heart beating wherever it beats. Maybe you feel it in your left stomach here. Beating against the floor. A moment of respite here. Slowly press ourselves up through child's pose. Take yourself a moment in child's pose here. Forehead resting on the earth. And we'll come back up. And we'll find ourselves in a dolphin pose once again. Holding dolphin this time. Breathing. Keeping the chin slightly tucked. Pulling the heels towards the earth. It's okay if they never touch. Just work towards that. Take your right foot out behind you on an inhale. Stretch through that leg. We'll do a couple hip circles. Taking big circles with the right knee in one direction. Taking circles up with breath. And then the other direction. And we'll look towards the front of the room. Come through our forearm plank. And see if you can step that right foot up towards the front of the room into a little lunge. Will likely not be as graceful as transitions from a normal plank would be, but it's interesting to just see how different things feel in our bodies. So we'll come into plank, or not a plank, but a lunge here. Making sure that your front foot is in front of front knee. Pressing into the back foot. On an inhale, we'll climb slowly up into a high lunge. And we'll hold this here. Feeling the blood flow moving in the other way, the other direction. Hands up over the head. Sinking into this posture. Feeling the chest open towards the room in front of you. Inhale. Stretch the hands up towards the sky. Exhale. Go ahead and take the hands into the chest. And we'll see if we can hook that left elbow on the outside of the right knee. And then try, once we're here, to get the sternum towards the prayer hands. Sink low into this twist. Breathe here. Exhaling. Breathing in. Exhaling. Breathing in. And exhaling. Look towards the front of the room once again. And on an inhale, we'll tip off that back foot. Come into warrior three here. Balancing on the right foot. Keeping that back leg as straight as you can. It's okay if you need to put a fingertip or two down here to balance. First. Hands at heart center. Holding this. Allowing heat to build where it might. Feeling all the little micro adjustments in your right foot. And then slowly on an inhale, we'll press into that right foot. Take the left knee through center. Take hold of the left knee with the hands. See if you can pull that left knee in towards the chest. This can really be made easier if you find a special point on the floor or wall in front of you to focus. Holding this here. And then if you like, take hands to the waist. Extend the left foot. See if we can hold this. If this feels really accessible to you, maybe you go ahead and try reaching hands up as well. And then give it a couple pulses with your extended legs. So starting from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll see if we can just take that left leg out towards the left. And we'll pulse it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it behind you, coming back through warrior 3. Hands at heart center. And then we'll let the left foot land behind us, come into warrior 1. Warrior 1. Arms extended overhead. So the back, the sole of the left foot is laid on the earth. Take a moment here to feel that stretch, how warrior 1 is different for you than lunge. Working towards the hip points, looking at the front of the room as if they're headlights. However, don't focus so much on that kind of alignment if it makes you feel unstable, or if it makes you feel like the channel of energy is getting cut off at any point in your legs. Holding this here, hands to heart center. We'll open the door to the left and take warrior 2. Extend the hands. Sink low. Breathe here. Imagine pulling the fingertips towards the wall behind you. Enjoying our warrior 2. You can rotate the right palm towards the sky. Walk the left hand down the left leg and extend the right hand towards the back of the room, staying low here. Peaceful warrior. Breathing in and exhaling, taking the right elbow on top of the right knee, taking the left hand up towards the sky. Breathe here and exhale, extend the left hand towards the front of the room. Back up through center. We'll heel toe that left foot in just a bit. We'll straighten through the right knee. Well, keep in mind for bend in the right knee, especially if you're hypermobile. But basically straighten through the right knee. We'll take the hands out to the T. And keeping the legs exactly where they are, we'll reach the right hand forward as if we're going to flick off a light switch on that front wall. And once you've reached your absolute limit as far as how forward you can go, you'll just let that right hand land wherever it lands on the right leg. We'll pull that left hand up towards the sky, breathing into the chest here. And exhale. Allow that left hand to reach towards the wall in front of you. Or just triangle pose. Come back up through center. Walk that left foot even farther forward. And then we'll pivot so that we're looking towards the front of the room. Go ahead and reach the hands towards the earth here. Keeping a micro bend in that right knee. You can come slightly off the heel of the left foot. Letting yourself come into an intense hamstring stretch here. Keeping the back flat. Breathing. If you can finish off this sequence on the right side, by tipping off of the left foot, both hands on the earth, and taking ourselves a little standing half split or standing. So just reaching that left heel up towards the sky and imagine it reaching towards the wall that your head is turned away from in this moment. Breathing here, getting to long. And we'll take the left foot to the earth next to the right foot. Bend the knees, rest the belly on the thighs. Cross the elbows and sway, keeping the weight toe side. Inhale, come to flat back, pressing the hands into either the thighs or the shins. Exhale, come back into a forward fold. If you're extremely flexible, you can try taking the backs of the hands to the earth here and walking the feet onto the palms of the hands in towards the wrist creases. And imagine massaging the wrist creases with the toes. No worries if this is not your practice. It can just feel good for some. Come off of the hands. And we'll go ahead and step the right foot back away from the left. We'll go ahead and step the right foot back here. Come into our low lunge. Take a moment to get settled here. Make sure your alignment is where you want it to be, so you can be as stable as possible. And then we'll power up through the legs and come up into a high lunge. Feel your body adjusting to this high lunge. Notice if you feel a stretching there. If this side feels harder or easier than the other side. Just breathing here. Allowing the energy to flow in and out as you breathe. Take a moment to think of something that you're grateful for. Focus back on the breath. We'll take hands to heart center. And then we'll go ahead and see if we can hook right elbow to left knee. Bringing that sternum up towards the prayer hands. Look towards the back of the room here. Breathing. Staying low. We'll come back up through center. Hands up and overhead. We'll take hands back to prayer. Hop off of that back foot. And lower ourselves into another warrior three. Get this. Holding warrior three on the left side. Breathing into the left foot. You can do this. Looking at the earth. Holding it here. Pulse the leg 5 times behind you. Beginning now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll come up through standing. See if you can get to standing without letting that right foot touch the earth. If you do, like me, have it touch the earth for a second on accident, that's okay. It's just yoga. So we'll take the right knee into the chest. Hold the right knee with the hands and see if we can give ourselves a little hug with that right knee. Allow your breath to return back to a calming and intentional in and out rhythm. Then we'll extend the right foot, extend the arms overhead, and we'll pulse 5 times here, beginning now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding at the top Extend the right leg out towards the right and pulse it 5 times here. Again, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll take it back to our warrior 3 and see how gracefully we can land that right foot behind us. Come into a warrior 1 here. And reaching up towards the sky above us. Sinking low into the legs. Allow yourself to catch your balance here. Breathe into the low belly. Enjoy this for just another moment here. And then we'll take it to warrior 2. Hands extended out towards either side of a room. Breathing low. And then we'll rotate the left hand up towards the sky. Walk the right hand down the right leg. Extend that left hand towards the back of the room. Breathing in. Breathing in. Allowing the exhales to be somewhat passive here. And then we'll come forward. Rest the left elbow on top of the left thigh. Inhale, right hand comes up towards the sky. And extends towards the front of the room. Breathing in here. Pressing into the knife edge of the back foot. Keeping that bottom shoulder away from the ear. Imagine this almost being a back bend. And we'll come back up. Heel toe that back foot in just a bit. Straighten through the right knee. We'll hinge at the hips, reaching the left hand towards the front of the room, as if you're going to turn off the light switch. When you've topped out your mobility there, you'll let the left hand come to rest on the left leg wherever it does. And then we'll extend the right hand towards the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, extend the left hand towards the front of the room. Breathing here. Smile to yourself. Soften your gaze. Gorgeous. And then we'll come back up to center. Heel toe that back foot in even more. We'll reset the hips, look towards the front of the room. Hit the hips again. Reach the hands towards the earth. You can start out on your back toe here to give yourself a little breathing room, unless you have very flexible hamstrings and this feels great to you. Go in here. Keeping the back flat is the most important thing in hamstring holds. Breathe in. Excellent. And then our final pose on this side, we'll just take that right foot in a little bit, extend out behind us. Keep both hands planted on the ground, or you can take hold of the back of the left leg with the left hand. We'll extend that right foot up towards the sky, standing splits. Breathing here, feeling the blood drain, feeling the energy completely reverse here. Using your strength to press that right foot up towards the sky. And slowly, we'll take the right foot to the earth and lay the belly on top of the thighs here. Great job. Go ahead and heel toe the toes off of the mat. You can stay up on the toes or you can keep the feet planted on the earth. As we bend the knees, sink the hips down and come into a little yogi squat here. I'll rotate. Pressing hands in heart center. Pressing the elbows into the thighs and the thighs into the elbows. Sinking your center of gravity towards the earth. Press the chest up as if we're trying to get the sternum to touch the thumbs. Of course, that would probably not be possible for that many of us, but that is the goal. Breathing in here. This is a very grounding pose. Use my allergies this morning. Allow your breath to get peaceful here. Great. Then we will unravel slowly. Heel toe the feet a little farther away from each other. Keeping the hands on the earth, look towards the front of the room. Inhale. And exhale. Hinge at the hips. Take the forward fold. Wide-legged forward fold here. Imagining the crown of the head tipping towards the earth. Then we'll inhale, slowly come up to standing. We will heel toe the toes out towards the corners of the mat. Oh, excuse my yawn. I'm getting relaxed. And then we'll bend the knees, making sure the knees are going in the same direction as the toes. And we'll come into a plie squat here. And let me just change the camera a bit so you'll be able to see my face. That'd be lovely. Come into our plie squat here. Get adjusted here. Then we'll take the hands out from prayer to the sides. And we'll begin to do little circles, moving towards the back of the room with the hands. Just trying to activate the top and the bottom of the body. You can add little pulses in rhythmically at the hips here as well. You may feel a little silly, but most things in life worth doing make you feel a little silly sometimes. So that's okay. So keep it going. You're sinking lower. Pause and reverse the circles with the hands. Continuing the pulses. Reconnect to your breath here if you feel like stopping. Obviously, if you need to stop, feel free to stop. But before stopping, try reconnecting to the breath. We're almost there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You can do it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the legs. Clap the hands overhead. Take it to heart center. Walk the legs in. Take the moment in mountain pose. Take a moment in mountain pose. Ground through the feet. Take a deep breath in and feel it go all the way into the feet, connecting into the earth. Exhale, softening the breath. The breath in and out. Reconnect to your intention that you set at the beginning of practice today. Full. Then we'll make our way down to the earth. Come on to these. And here is where I would like to offer you a chance a little free space to practice an inversion or an arm balance or some challenging pose you've been wanting to nail for a little while now. I'll walk us through a headstand pose. I highly encourage you to take this pose at the wall. Please don't do this if you have neck issues. But at the end of the day, you know your own body. So if you'd like to try headstand with me, or at least headstand prep pose, go ahead and make your way to a wall. And the motion that we're going to be doing here is, I'll show you here. We'll be interlacing the fingers, and rather than having the hands pressing against the back of the head like this, like flush, we're going to allow there to be this secret pocket of space here. So it's more like this. I'm trying to figure out how to show you. It's more like this, where the hands are domed slightly behind the head and flush against the head like this. It just allows for a slightly more stable base. So we're going to have the elbows just slightly wider, about shoulder width apart. The hands making this little dome. And we're going to just press the side of the forearm into the earth. It's so much if I can. So find your wall, and we will hop up on hands and knees. Lay the elbows down about shoulder width apart. Make this little dome for ourselves with the hands. And we'll lay the top of the head, the crown of the head on the earth, connecting the back of the head with the wrists, not the fingers. And then we'll come up onto our toes and begin to walk the toes inwards as we press into the forearms. You can feel free to stop here. This is headstand prep pose, and maybe you try hovering a leg or two if this feels like enough. Otherwise, if you've got your wall behind you and you feel pretty grounded, you can begin to extend one leg out up towards the sky. Let's see if you can just hover the other toes off the earth. Come into a stag leg headstand here. It's very important in headstand to keep the weight out of your head by pressing into the arms as much as you can. If you have your headstand here, it really is just practice too. If it's challenging, you will eventually find your balance point. But if you're in headstand, you can keep the legs extended or allow them to come out to either side. Connect to your breath. If you're in headstand prep pose, good work. This is also so good for you, giving you many of the benefits of headstand. And then we'll slowly come back to the earth. And whatever you did today, we will meet in a child's pose with the arms extended out towards the feet on the outsides of the legs. Breathe in here. Exhale through the mouth. Breathe in. Softly exhale. Just completely soften here. Totally let go of however you may appear. Totally let go. Allow your interior to become your exterior here. Just resting. We will slowly climb back up onto hands and knees. We'll take the left leg, left foot to the top of the mat, come into a low lunge here. We'll just stretch out through the right hip flexor. Inversions like headstand or honestly even headstand prep pose are so good for you because literally and figuratively they give you a new perspective. It can be a great mood booster and it allows the blood or energy in the body to move in a different direction than it normally does. It's just a great refresher. It increases energy levels. It's just all around an awesome tool. Breathing here. And if you're feeling up to it today, you can always do this on your back. You'll heel toe the left foot towards the right side of the mat. Lay the foot down, flex the foot, lay the calf down. Come into a pigeon pose here. Remembering that you do not need to get this shin parallel with the front of the mat. You should never manipulate your foot with your hand or do anything your knee can't do on its own. I guess you should never say never, but I never do that personally. And then if this is not enough of a stretch for you, you could go ahead and take that back knee a little farther behind you here. We'll take the hands, the earth. Inhale, open the chest towards the front of the room. Exhale, you can walk the hands forward and come into a sleeping pigeon pose here. Again, this is a figure 4 pose on the back. So if this does not feel good in the knees, or it's just not feeling intense in a good way, just roll right onto your back like a roly poly and take a figure 4 pose there, which is where you cross the left ankle over the right knee, flex both the feet, take the left hand through the hole you've created between the 2 legs, interlace the fingers and pull the right thigh in towards you. Otherwise, we'll stay in pigeon for about 5 more breaths. Reconnect to your breath here. Remember why you're doing yoga. Take a moment to thank yourself for taking this time for you, for your body, for your psyche. Sometimes it doesn't even matter what we're doing. It's just the act of choosing to do something for ourselves that is the most powerful. Allow the rest of your breaths to round out. We'll slowly walk ourselves back up onto our hand. Take that left leg out behind us without putting any pressure on the left knee. And we'll do a circle or 2 in either direction with the left knee. Pause in a quick child's pose. Come on, hands and knees. We'll step the right foot up towards the front of the room. I'm going to do a low lunge on the right side this time. Breathing in into the left hip flexor. Swaying a bit back and forth maybe. And when you feel ready, go ahead and heel toe that right foot over towards the left side of the room. Until you can lay that right shin bone on the earth. Come into your version of a pigeon pose, your version of a hip stretch here. Just allow yourself here 6 breaths of letting go, of feeling your feelings, and of breathing intentionally. Another couple breaths here. We'll slowly climb back up onto the hands, the chest look towards the front of the room. Press into the left knee, take the right leg out behind us. Or go in either direction with the right knee. We will sit down. Our thumbs. Take the hands up in front of us. And slow motion. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Lay yourself down to the earth. Take the knees into the chest here. Breathing. Maybe you take a little happy baby. Take anything else that you're needing this moment. Then we'll meet in Shavasana. Now we'll wake you up. It's time for us to go. Slowly begin to wiggle the fingers and toes. Move the tongue in the mouth. Stretch the feet and the hands far apart from each other. Maybe you get a little yawn at this new beginning of your day. No matter what time it is. Rock back and forth a bit. Massaging the hips one final time. We'll make our way up to an easy cross-legged seat. Hands at heart center. Send a deep breath into the earth. Exhale softly. Notice how you feel different than you did at the beginning of class today. Allow yourself to listen to your body and try to live the rest of the day with a very open mind and an open ear to yourself. Wonderful. We'll take one deep breath in. Hold at the top and exhale. Blink the eyes open. Thank you for practicing with me today. Hope you have a really great rest of your day.